And there we go again. Um, Thank you so much, Moonflower Writer, for reminding me to turn on the microphone. So happy to have everyone here, and thank you for stopping by and making sure that I actually turn this thing on. Thanks to everyone who joined me earlier this morning. This is my second stream for the day. The first one being a series of writing sprints of morning marches, and we will be doing that in the month of August, Monday through Friday at 4:30 a.m. Pacific and 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time, so that we can just start off our days with getting some good words down on paper. So thank you so much for everyone who joined. And tonight is another different night, as you may have noticed in the title. It is called Making Media Monday. There is so much to world building and creating writing that is beyond just writing. And what this stream will be on Mondays is making art, making images, making whatever I need to make to express the more artistic side as opposed to the more articulate side, if I could ever call myself articulate. It's going to be a fun time to draw and explore different varieties of art, different than the regular work. So this is going to be a pretty chill stream, just working on the art. So if you feel free to ask me anything in the chat as I go along and I create some stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have. And so let's jump in with our thanks for today and the wonderful community at the Anvilite Streamer Core. We are a collective of Twitch streamers who focus on world building and using the World Anvil software platform. And as you are there is a huge calendar, and I think we have 6 members of the Anvilite Streamer Core streaming at this exact moment. So I really appreciate those who have dropped by. If art isn't your thing, or you want to talk about world building, there are plenty of other alternatives to watch tonight. So whether it be, we have some RPG playing with and CSS and a lot of different things. So thank you again for coming, and we're just gonna have a chill night, and I'm gonna pretend that I'm an artist. So there we go. Let me just make sure that the chat is going. And here we are. So one thing that I've done earlier is I actually drew my own icon emotes for the Twitch channel, and so that's what I'm going to be working on tonight, is creating a new emote. And this is my trio board where I have all of my different Twitch improvement plans. So this is media. May not be for World Anvil, but it helps reward those people who are around. So let's just get into it. And so luckily, I and because of the generosity of many people, I have an open slot. I may change this hype lemon, but I don't know. I kind of like it still. But one thing that I miss is a thumbs up icon. And so that's what we are going to work on today. And we will be using Inkscape. So here we go. So if you have any questions, like I said, I'm not an artist. I pretend to be one on the internet. So because it's a square, we are going to open up our, where did I even put that? I have a template that I have I start with. So I'm probably going to be talking a lot less tonight, unless there's questions, but feel free to ask me anything you'd like, as long as it's clean. Not that. Should have found the things before I... Nope, not that. Maybe I have it in my open recent. Is this... Oh, this is the wrong version, but it looks similar to this. I'll explain when I find the right thing to start off with. I'll explain what all this stuff is. I could have sworn I just had all that. Okay, maybe not. Oh, that's where I put it. I don't know if that was the best place to put it. Graphics. Let's see. Let's open this up. All right, Moonflower, thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you in the morning for the writing stream. Thanks. Yep, this is the one that I wanted. All right, I am going to save as, and we are going to move this. I can think. Go to my... I have too many projects. What can I say? Graphics. Icon emotes. I'm gonna call this... we have hype, we have raid, and I'm gonna call this good job for right now. May call it something different later on. Who knows? All right, so what we have is this is a typical square, 1,000 pixels wide, and since we're going to be doing a vector-based image, it really doesn't matter what size I draw it in. I can be, and that's everyone coming home. I will be able to, please, I'll be able to scale it to any size that I want. So for example, in the previous ones that I created, I have the lemon tier, but then I can have it at 4,000 pixels wide, and then I have one at 112, 56, and 28, which are the 3-dimension size you need for emotes on Twitch. And so that is where we are gonna go from. And let's go that. Okay. Okay. So because I did not draw these lemons originally, so I am not going to pretend that I did. I purchased them from an artist named Kong Vector on the Images123RF website. They had a lot of really cool emotes and a lot of different fruits and vegetables that have human faces on it, and there was a good number of them that I really liked and had to choose from, and one of them was a glass of lemonade, which is really cool. Hey Galadan, welcome. We are pretending to be artists today. and so there was a lot of great items to go from, to choose from. And so what we're doing tonight is we're gonna take one of the pieces of art that I purchased and paid for because we need to support our artist friends. I'm just going to modify it to make sure. So I am going to drag this over here. Now with Inkscape, it is open source, it is vector, and I just feel that this music is still a little too loud. No, maybe that. Oh, maybe that's that. So Galadan, is my music balance okay as far as hearing and all that stuff? I'm just not sure. Okay. It is what it shall be. Okay. So what we have here, this is the SVG import. Now there's no music, but earlier it was slightly too loud. Okay. I think that may have been because it was between the songs. Thundering hooves, horns of war. All right, maybe if I set that at half, maybe that will help me be able to be a better judge of what the volume's like, because you never know. Okay, just let me know if the music is still too loud. Not a lot of writing, not a lot of stuff like that, but just a lot of fun tonight. Just chilling and drawing tonight. Okay, so, yikes, that's huge. All right. So what we have here is obviously not a lemon. It is a lime. And what I am doing here is I'm going to turn this into a lemon. And that is my goldenite, and then I would be able to use it for a Twitch emote. And so we'll just go from there. So we need to get this down to size. So this is an object. We are going to, transform. All right, and scale, and make sure that we scale proportionally, because if we don't, it's going to squish it. Now this is a, this image here, looking at the document properties, I have made this 1024. I wanted to use this on a base 2. I don't know why, just to make it a little bit more interesting and easier to do for scaling and things of that nature. If it's base 2, it's always going to be able to find a half that will be fine. So I'm going to leave that, and I'm going to scale this to pixels, and it's at 5,000 pixels, and I'm going to drop this down. Let's drop this down to 900 pixels wide. There we go. And then we can, no, let's get rid of the transform. Object, align, distribute to page. We will center it and center it. Now let's zoom in. Oh, I never explained what these circles are. And these are golden ratios. Again, this music's still too loud. Has that always been this loud? Maybe I just need to turn my headset down. You still can't hear it? Wow, okay. How about, of course it goes to a decrescendo the time I start fiddling with the knobs. Okay. Let me know if that is better. Okay, so what we have here is a bunch of golden ratios, and a golden ratio that is supposedly the most beautiful ratio. And I can spell golden ratio. Okay, the golden ratio is a relationship that's found throughout all nature and a lot of different things, and so it's this number here, and it's the phi symbol, and it is often seen in spirals in nature, and it's constructed using this box here, so that you could build something from this is a 1 to a 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 5, and based on the Fibonacci sequence of taking the two last numbers and then adding it on to the next one. And so what I did, and what some artists on YouTube that I've watched, they use the golden ratio for designing different elements. And I thought those were pretty cool, so I thought I would emulate that in some things. And so each of these circles and squares is 1.618 larger than the circle before it. So you can see here, we have really small circles, and they grow slightly, and they grow ever bigger, not randomly, at intervals of 1.618. And then also we have here the golden spiral, where again it grows based on that square at a point of 1.618. Then I also created golden rectangles and golden ovals, where I started here in the middle. I created a square, and then I made and you can see how that square is, a perfect square, and then it goes one bigger. Hey AJ, welcome to Art Theory by someone who knows nothing about art. And so each of these we starting with a square, and then this rectangle, this square is 1.618 larger than the square, but also the height and the width of each other are the golden ratio of 1.618. And so I was able to build that up. And the theory is that if you use these golden ratios in your art, in your different creations, they will look better. That's the theory. I'm going to play with it, see if I like it, because why not? So here we're going to start off with this icon that we have, and we need to change it because it is the wrong color. Because I am not a lime, I am a lemon. So let's see. Let's just get this 62 and 62. The X and Y coordinate here is at this coordinate here, and you can see down here, I actually have something I found this software application that was free. Hopefully, there we are. Hopefully this works. So what this does is it allows me to draw on the screen without drawing it. So if you look down here, yeah, oh, okay, that's not what I wanted to do. Right, so if you put the cursor right there, okay, let's see, does that, okay, yeah. So if you put the cursor right there, you'll look down there in the bottom, and let me just draw that. Down here in the bottom, you will see that when I turn this off, the coordinates, the XY axis is 64 and roughly 64 and 64 based on where I put my cursor. And so here at 62, this is pretty much centered. Well, it is exactly centered because I made it centered, but now the width between here and here is of an equal size, so it will look more centered. And that will give me an area down here to type the words that I want to use for the emote. So, so here we have, here, I'm just going to save this, I don't want to lose it. So when you buy an EPS or an SVG file or a vector file off of the internet, you can then modify it using Inkscape, such as I purchased this one here, and now I will be able to modify it so that it more closely fits my needs. So I'm going to go into the object, and I'm going to ungroup it, and that's Shift Control G. So Shift Control, let's just hit that a couple times. Now it's broken it up into all of its separate little pieces. Unlike things with Photoshop and with other raster-based images, instead of coloring each pixel individually, this is based on mathematical formulas or vectors between different points. So no matter how far I zoom into it, even at 9,000%, it has not lost its image or image quality. So that's what I'm gonna do here, is just go in here and change this to be a lemon, and I will let's see, object, we will fill and stroke. Okay, we can hide that. Okay, there's nothing selected. Okay, so here, that's a lime. That is a lime I can trust. Welcome, Scribe of Nakoti. Glad to have you here. But we're going to make it a lemon you can trust. So now that I have ungrouped all of the objects and I've brought in the fill and stroke, I can then go ahead and change the colors. Now, down here across the bottom is the color palette. And the color palette, you can use a lot of different things. Did I make that? Is that bigger size? That's not really changing anything. Or is it width, size? Oh, it's probably not changing anything because this is kind of stuck there. All right, so you have a lot of choices of different things that you're allowed to use, like the GNOME. This is the template for the GNOME operating system. We have our traditional, let's see, the Android icon palette, very limited. We have the Inkscape default palette, where you have all of these that you can quickly grab from a preset colors. And then SVG is another one. But personally, I like, you got the WebSafe 32 colors for those of you who were old enough to remember when you were designing graphics that your computer could only support 32 colors, and these are the 32 colors that old computers could support. And being a web designer back in the 90s really stunk because you had 32 colors. This VGA, wow, it's going to take over the world. So personally, I like, as a starting point, the Tango Icon color palette. It is Tango. Let me just bring up Tango Icon project. The Tango Icon, okay, the Tango Desktop project is an open sourced initiative to create guidelines to have a consistent user experience, and this is based in Linux, and they have this color palette here for using the different icons. And you can see here, let's zoom into this, these are icons that are typical of the Tango project, and I really like the style. I like the icons here, and whenever possible I use the color palette from Tango because I just think it looks cool. Okay, so I can come in here now. Let's see, what do I have selected? Oh, are you not going to let me? Okay, so here we can just go in and I can set the fill. All right, there we go. All right, now here with the shadow, I'm going to go with the darker butter. And with these highlights that we have here, I go with the, it's called butter, but I think it looks great as far as the thing here. And I don't really like this white part of the lemon. Now, if I look at it, is that an object or is that just something missing? I may have moved something around. Yep, I did. Okay. So let's get back to here. Now, are you gonna set? There we go. Nope, don't want that. So here I can go through all of the different items that are in the graphic. Let's use that. Set. Cool. Okay, so now I'm able to do that. And now what I can do if I want, what I've done with some of the other, let's see, what did I do with, where's my let's, okay, here's my right, to make sure I did things consistently, let me take a look at this other one. All right, here, oh, okay, I did something a little different. So I have the butter, I have the regular, and then I have the light, and then I use those as darker ones. Okay. So I will change this. I think I'm going to change that back to the Harold's Table, welcome. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome everybody to Art Night on WriterGreg.tv. Thank you so much for the raid. I really appreciate it. Not that. Let's zoom in a little bit. Oh, wow. Scribe, you have been all over the place today. Now, one thing that I'm running into here that is a little bit of a challenge is because I didn't draw this item myself, I'm having a hard time knowing where the objects are. And that way, it's my passport book. That is cool. So here, let's get this at the... Nope, that isn't. I want that to be... Is that the stroke? Okay. That doesn't have a stroke. Okay, we want that to be there. Okay. Then we come in here. Come on. There we go. And we will set that. There we go. Okay. And we will go in here. Set that fill. Now I had a much let's see, we'll come into here. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Hopefully Inkscape plays nice with me tonight. How's everybody doing? Recovering from summer camp? Okay, well, we'll come over here. We are just going to grab... Well, this is all grouped together. Let me... Can I dig down in here? Oh, it's not letting me. Let me color dropper. Oh, you got this is... Yes, I have the urge to write at the same time my body is saying no. Ugh, so relatable. Okay. So, I mean, you may have seen this icon here, but let me show you what it started off, because it looks like Inkscape is being difficult tonight. I have the opposite problem. I don't feel motivated to write, but my body is saying do it. I'm sorry. So I'm in and out. Oh, I'm around. So this is what the lime originally looked like when I purchased it from the artist, and so then I turned it. I didn't like the blue bow tie. I liked the green glasses, but then I was able to. Why are we? Okay, I was able to then turn it into that lemon. So let's just. Can I please use my dropper? Yeah, okay. Inkscape, you are not being my friend today. We're going to close all these windows. We're going to save it. Will you let me save it? I don't know. Usually, I have very rarely, if ever, had stability problems with Inkscape, but installing it on this Windows computer, I've just had problems. I don't know why. So we gotta watch Greg Beyond have struggles today. Don't need need Snaz. I don't need Slack. I need Inkscape. Don't need Discord. Don't need Evernote. I don't need that. I'll need Chrome. I need Streamlabs. That'll help hopefully clear up some memory. But you are still being unfriendly to me tonight. Okay, I will play dirty. There we go. And that is one of the problems with digital art, is you can't just okay, we're a little backwards. Okay, so we will. All right, so coming in, let's zoom in here a little bit. Let's use the color dropper, because I don't think, that is a lighter shade of yellow. Than I have available to me. So let's just, whoa, that, okay, turn off the stroke in the fill. And this is one thing I like about using vector images here, is that, okay, this is, that's not right. York, where on earth are you getting blue from? There we go. Get that nice yellow. We will put that yellow here as a color swatch. Good. All right. Then we will come in here. And can we now, finally, all right. Now those are the middle butter. So I don't need to worry about that. Okay, that's the dark. Okay, this needs to be set fill. We will come here. We will set, there we go. All right. Now okay, there was that thing. We need to, how did I do that over here? Okay, it's set as the middle butter. Set fill. All right, there we go. It's starting to look like someone I used to know. I hate that song. I really, really do not like that song. All right, we will set the fill. And let's see, can I just go in here and, yeah, much better. Not that. There we go. Let's zoom in here. Get this other freckle. There we go. You just don't like to select. let's see, will you at least do that for me? Thank you. All right. I think we are looking good here. All right, save this progress. All right, now I want to make the outside set. Is that a stroke? Nope. Set fill. Good. There we have color. No, it wasn't green. It was supposed to be dark. Butter. Set fill. There we go. Now we have a consistent coloring for the emotes between the different lemons. We can get rid of that thing since we already have it. Now, the one nice thing about being vector is I could call this good here, and I don't know, I might but I like to have a big thumbs up. And what I'm thinking of, if it doesn't look too weird, is to actually make the thumb look bigger. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the layers, and I am going to I am going to duplicate this. Okay, and this will be my lemon. Then I will hide all of these because I don't need all of this extra stuff. And then that way the only thing I have here, okay, unlock the layer, because you can make sure that you don't mess up a previous layer by locking it up. And once again, come on Inkscape, I like you. Don't make me look bad. Okay, delete that. Okay, we are going to, I'm going to duplicate this again. Now we have a lemon that is purely locked up, and will serve as a good backup just in case anything happens. And so we only have the one lemon here. And what we can do is we can now take the thumb, and we are going to object group that. So now we have that, and we can now dissect it. And there we go. And the idea, okay, because I locked it, it doesn't like that, but I am going to group that as a separate object. All right. Is my computer trying to think of too many things at the same time? Well, I don't need this open anymore. There we go. Now, as far as what we can do, instead of just randomly, well, I can just grab the handles. Come on. I could just grab the handles and use the control key to make that as big as I want. That's probably going to be a way too big, but I'm not sure I don't like it. Okay, we'll just move that over here, and come on, there we go. Not that. Okay. Yeah, I want to take this, please. There we go. Oh, that is way too big. We'll move this to the top so we can do that. That is a really big thumb, but proportionally, I don't know, I think it looks good because, well, the lemon's not exactly the same size, but if I take this, make it bigger, there we go, thank you. Now if we go that's about the right, yeah, I think those are now about the same size. And we can move this back down. You just do not. Come on. I'm only using half of my memory and half of my CPU and 30% of my GPU, so I don't know why this is being so difficult. Thank you. Okay. Kind of like that. Now I can take this, I can select both of these, I can now group it, and you can do group upon group upon group as much as you want, and so that you can have as many as group. It doesn't show in the interface, but you can have as many objects as you want together, as deep as you want. And so I am going to excuse me, object transform. So we'll come back here to scale. We don't want percentage, we want pixels. We'll scale this proportionally, and we will take the width down to 1000 and a height of 1061. Apply that. All right. We will that's transform. Where's my align? I think it was Control-Shift-A. There we go. We will go to the page. We will center that. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit of a challenge because now it is taller than it is wide. That's okay. save it, select it, let us go back to transform, and we will change the height here to 1000. Okay, scale proportionally, drop you down to 1000 so that you will then fit. That's not cooperating. Okay, maybe we'll just have to do this by hand. Using the control key whenever the select comes up. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this epic pen. Let's see, do I really need all this Chrome open? I don't think I need Chrome open. Pretzel, yeah, keep that going. Unfortunately, we are going to have to end you. Escape. Hopefully we didn't lose too much progress. C'est la vie, isn't it? I was clicking the save button a lot. So, good. Alright, now can we object transform scale scale proportionally. I think I'll leave the percentage on and we'll just drop this to 90%, see how that looks. That looks pretty good. Let's move this up a little bit. And let's see. I do like this so far. Now let's, one thing that we do need to make sure is the icon, the emote size, there's the three different sizes. The small one is being 28 pixels. And so what I'm gonna do really quick here is I'm gonna export the PNG. I'm going to go to the page. I'm going to export as, and I'm going back here to my graphics, emotes. I'm going to look at this. Let's see. No. I'm going to call this is the right folder, but we're not going to call it Lemon Raid. We're going to call this Lemon Good Job. And save that, and we're going to export that. Now we have it as a 28 pixel, and the screen is refreshing. And where'd it go? There it is. It's super tiny. It didn't. Okay, I'm going to look at this in the GIMP, the new image manipulation program. And let's take a look. That, oh, well, did I may have, there we go. I actually exported that at 5 pixels wide. That's not going to look very good. Okay, we are going to export. We're going to replace. Close this. Go back here. All right, so there we have the smallest of the emotes, and that is pretty small. But I think it looks okay for the 28 pixel size, because the biggest point that I wanted to get across was the thumbs up. Okay. Now, can we do something more to make this more match my brand? Well, I think we can, and that is to color. Let's save this. Let's color the gloves. Okay, so we're going to Control Alt selected this, and we are going to ungroup everything, which is Shift Control G. All right, there we go. Save that, and let's now let's use the dark green. We're going to set that fill, and we are just going to go through and set the fill to the dark green and change this glove color. Okay, go in here to the grays. We will, I think we'll pick the middle green. Nope, that's not. That part we want to set as the light green. There we go. And we come here. Okay, so now we have the big green thumbs up. And let's see how this looks at 28 pixels. You have to go, sometimes it likes to change what you're exporting, because this needs to be a square icon and this is set to 1024 by 1024. I need to make sure that this page is selected. The width and height are the 28, the export. All right, we're going to replace that. And let that refresh. Okay, so we can see the green thumb still pretty good here. Kind of losing it a little bit. Hopefully that still looks like a thumb to everybody. I wonder. Maybe we should take this to let's see, what color, which charcoal is this? Aluminum. So aluminum 6. Let's see if we move this to aluminum 5. Now that'll probably help it be more visible at the smaller size. Yeah, that probably would make it. And just so that we're consistent here, I'm gonna go select the arm, make it aluminum 5. Okay. Want to be consistent. Set stroke. No, not stroke. There is no stroke. We set fill. There we go. Set fill. Set fill. Oh, we have this little. Alright. Probably should take this shadow to make it more consistent across the tone. We'll set that to the lighter aluminum. Oh, these. Okay. Set fill. And I do learn, whenever I go in and I do some of this recoloring of other people's SVGs, I do learn a little bit more of how they've done stuff. And so that is kind of fun. So with this being, let me use the darker green. Set fill. Okay. Then we got this lighter. I'll use. Set fill. And set fill. Okay. So there we have the two different colors. Huh. Let's go in. There's not a lot of contrast, and that probably would get lost in the shrinking. So now, forcing myself to limit to the color palette that I have here does make it easier, but it does also limit me as well. Thank you. So I'm not sure if, I mean, there's a balance to it. Okay, so there we do have some nice contrast there. We'll save that. We will export the page at 28. Export that, replace. And let's take a look at it. Now even at 28 pixels, that's looking a lot better because you can definitely see the hand shape a lot better, and I think it survived the shrink a lot better, and we have a much darker outline even in the shrink. So I think that was the right call. Okay, so here we have the lemon. We have the arms. I'm not going to mess with the color of the arms because we haven't messed with the color of the arms otherwise. So all we need to do is work on the fonts. All right. Yeah. I do like that. Let's see. Well, let's No. Now the challenge is that this is so big, it's going to be hard to select everything without selecting parts of the lemon. I think that, let me group that. Hopefully we got everything in there. Let's see if I can move it out a little bit. All right, that'll make it a little wider of an image. I mean, it's, get rid of the overlap a little bit. Yeah, I like that. And then we can take the rest of this and group that. Okay, now we're only dealing with the two objects here. And let's group these together. Object group, and now to the page, we will center that a little bit and we will move it up to the, let's see, do I still, is that still at, yeah, 16. Okay, cool. All right, so there we have that. I think we have that well centered. And just to provide a little bit of contrast, let's take a look at the layers. So what we had before was that nice, good standard lemon, but then we turned it into that with the super thumbs up. It would have been interesting to see. No, I'm not going to worry about it because I like the big thumbs up, because that's the main idea that I'm trying to get across here, is that. So I am going to create another layer here. I love using as many separate layers as I can because they're easier to control as compared to groups. And yeah, we'll just do that. I wonder if, I'm not gonna, not worth it to get rid of that. Okay, so good job. Let us, I use Liberation Sans. It is an open sourced font. It is, and it's just a good generic sans serif font. So we will use that, and let's, it's at 0 points. That's not going to do. So here we are about, let's get this up. Well, let's see what 144 does for us. Okay, good job. Wow, that's boring. Bold, italicized. Okay. Let's, okay. That is really, really boring. Did I make notes on what I used for the other fonts? Not really. Well, I think we'll be fine with this because we're gonna definitely schnazz it up a little bit. So we are going to, we can bring this up here. Don't care so much to go over the hands, which will be fine. Good. or great. I don't know. Yeah. It's kind of like the hype. A little bit different though, I think. So when I stretch this out a bit, not so bad. Not so bad. So what kind of emote would you rather have? Calling all people in the chat room. Would you rather have it say yeah, or good job, or great? What would you rather have on an emote that is a giant thumbs up? Okay, we got to vote for great. Now's your chance to influence. Just leave the lemon with the thumb. This says it all. Yeah, that's a good point. It would simplify things, and at 28 pixels, yeah. Because then I could even, lettering gets kind of blocky at the small size. Yeah, that is the good point. And yeah, my Let's Write emote is kind of blocky. I kind of want to redraw that one. So let's Control Shift G. Let's break up those two. Let's move this down to there we go. You can get away with about 4 characters. That's about it. Yeah. Okay, I think if we have that down there, and we could probably put this. No, come on. Put that at that top corner. Though my top corners are no longer. That's 12. What are you doing? You're supposed to be at 12 too. You're not. You're at 16. Get back there. There we go. Okay, we need to turn off snapping. Which works for raid, hype, and in your case, RAR. Yeah, that is a really good point. Come on. Okay, so there we have the lemon hand separate, and then now we can just really emphasize that. Make that ridiculously huge. There we go. Yeah, I think I'm liking that. So let's take a look at this at File, Export, PNG. You're not playing nice. Where's my export? There we go. Page 28, export, replace. Here we go back here. Oh wow, that just popped up big. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I think we are good to go with this. This is the page. Okay, so export at 28. Let's export at, let's see, 56. 56. And we will change this to 56. Export. Then is it 112? 112. Export, and I also have that one at 4K, just to be consistent, because I did the other ones. I had a 4K export for the other ones as well, kind of like that. So let's take a look at this. And there we go. We have our, and why aren't you? Oh yeah, that's the, see, and I like, see, this one is, you know, just great because it doesn't matter how big. I mean, I can export it any size I want, but even at the 112, you know, that's still pretty recognizable. All right, so let's see. Nope, I don't want to restore. Now let's see if I can, speaking of lemon theme art, I need a banner with a lemon tree on it for my noble house of lemon. How fancy do you need it? Because let's see, let me go to a different folder. Whoa. Let's see.
Oh,
let
I'm
me
watching
go to a
myself.
different folder.
Whoa.
Let's see.
Oh,
let
I'm
me
watching
go to a
myself.
different folder. Sorry about that. Not very. Just imagining a white banner with green trim and a lemon tree in the middle. Okay. That's not here. I go to, okay. See, and this is one thing, reason why I really like using that, because I have my logo for the website. And where's my SVG? That's black and white. Because then what I can do here is I literally just go to layers. I turn off the book. I turn off the font, and there you go. That is a lemon tree. And you, I mean, the leaves are kind of, you know, they're the, as you can tell, they're the colors here, and I use the browns for the tree, and that's pretty much good to go. Yeah. So, how big do you want it? Heck, keep the book. House of Lemons or libraries. Oh, you sweet person, you. There's the book. I actually drew a sword and a dragon staff earlier. I was pretty proud of. I was making a triangle, kind of like the Deathly Hollows of a book, sword, and dragon staff. But I will just turn those. I will get the tree. I get the book. 40. You're okay. Then let me see if I take the draw. No, I'm going to do the page. And you'll be able to trim that a little bit here. Let's see, 6. So that I'm going to put 700. And then you would be able to trim around the bottom. And then you could just resize it as needed without too much problem if you go a little lower. So we'll just call this a 700 and tree color, tree book color. It's not a profile, it's still a square, and we will export that. Okay, that doesn't like that. Okay. WriterGreg lemon tree book underscore 700, so you know what size it is, and we'll just call it square. The greatest invention of technology was getting rid of the 8.3 font naming convention. Man, that was the best thing. Okay, where is... I have Discord on this computer, and no, I do.
I can learn.
Nope, I don't want to learn. There we go. Galadan, have we had a direct message thing before? What is okay, oh, come on. Is that your icon right there? It is. Perfect. I found you. Okay, so what I will do is File Explorer. Images, website. No. Logo. Darn you. Oh, come on, I just made it. Where'd you go? Okay, logo site, logo website. Oh, it's right there. Okay. No, that's not what I wanted. I swear. Sometimes. Not the dragon staff. Okay. Did I not export? Okay, set the export as, but I never actually exported. There you are. There you go, my friend. The noble house of the Lemon of Writers thanks you. No, sorry, what did you call it? The Noble House Lemon. Yes. Okay, so with that, now I can go into no preferences that I offer this in trade. Oh, I need to look at that. Okay, just a second. Emotes. So I'm doing this up on my my top screen just in case there's issues with that. And no, we don't want that. Don't need that. Come on. Alright, so this is 112. This is 56. And this is 28. Alright, we'll just call this thumbs up. Alright. Thumbs up. And hopefully in 48 hours we will have another emote there for everyone to enjoy, and that will be a tier 1. Thanks to everyone's generosity, I have 4 tier 1s, and now I just need to figure out the other tiers. And so here I can go back to not that. I can go to my trio board, not art projects. This is Twitch improvement tasks. I go here, I can attach a file. Grab that there. And there we go. Yeah, because the let's write there, because it's yellow and it matches the yellow, it didn't really work at the small one as well as like the hype did with the big contrast. And the raid, I just think turned out so much better than I could have hoped it would have. So, all right, so we are okay with that. Now we have an offer in trade. Gregory of the Tree Person. Born to a humble family on the outskirts of Sommet, Gregory was the son of an innkeeper who grew up loving books. Taking over from his father in his 30s, Greg worked as an innkeeper as well, owning the Book Rest Inn. Oh, love the name. Near the northwest gate of Sommet. Eventually he passed his business to his own son around the age of 50 before retiring. Man, if I could retire at 50. During his retirement, he volunteered at the library of Sommet, editing the notes and rough manuscripts of the roving Crimson Quill. Okay, we'll have to come back to that one. He could generally be found every morning, waking before the sun and walking to the lemon tree within the courtyard of the library. There he sat until dusk, working on turning the recordings of roving quills into materials sufficient for books. Oh, you flatter me. After a decade of this volunteer work, the 60-year-old Gregory came to the attention of Elric the First Thuisi. Lord Thuisi had just begun shaking up of the Crimson Quill hierarchy, which had grown corrupt and bloated since its founding. For reasons known only to Elric, he decided upon Gregory, a man with no surname nor experience besides editing books, to be the chief archivist of the Library of Sommeil. Okay, I have something. You're pretty close. I'm gonna share something after. Every morning, just as the sun crested the horizon, I began my trek from my home outside on the walls of the library to sit in the courtyard beneath that lemon tree. There I busied myself volunteering to edit the quickly scrawled reports of quills wandering far and wide, for eventual use in books. For some reason, Lord Thuisi thought that would make me a good caretaker for the library and started me on my path. Why? I'll never know. A humble biography, Gregory of the Tree. With the reshuffling of the Quill's ranks and the appointing of Gregory as chief archivist, Lord Thuisi saw fit to raise him to the status of an appointed minor. This is the lowest rank of a noble house, conferring the prefix of Sir upon the patriarch, but normally does not come with land, rather is for distinguishing hereditary roles and titles. Thus, most subsequent chief archivists have been of the House Lemon. Sir Gregory of House Lemon went on to live another 20 years after his ennobling, dying at the age of 80 in 2060, along with his patron Elric I. However, he lived a life of model efficiency and duty, reforming the Crimson Quill along Lord Thuisi's desire and removing the influence of other noble houses from its formerly bloated bureaucracy. He also left behind a memoir, a humble biography, and established a section in the library for books by roving quills documenting fables and myths from across the known world. Wonderful. Wonderful. And what you could not have known, which is hilarious, is that about 10 years ago, I considered going back to school to get a master's degree in library sciences. I strongly considered leaving technology and project management to become a librarian, until I realized I'd have to go into debt about $30,000 to get a significant pay cut. It just didn't make sense. Yes, but this is just wonderful. Thank you so much. Oh, you even have an aligned. Nope. Oh, how fun. I knew I had a group of wandering writers and librarians in my world. I figured it'd be a good spot to put some character themed around my favorite World Anvil people. Well, thank you so much. This and Gregory, for those who may not know, means a people person. Like, to be very gregarious means to like people. So, what a wonderful honor. Thank you so much. That is fun. Well, I did, this is Monday night. This is what I plan on doing Monday nights. Maybe not emotes, but see, I have a lot of art projects. No, I'm not going to save that because I already have the ping export. Without saving. Got my lemon. We'll save that. And let's bring up Trio. And so I do have a lot of art projects that I want to work on, and that's what's going to be happening here on Monday. For example, here I need to make some book covers, and oh, I've created some commands in chat. So if you go to ASC for Anvilite Streamer Core, you will get the Anvilite Streamer Core URL. So if you're ever in here, and this is also for me if I ever need a quick link to the ASC, we have that here. We also have the command read, and what this will give us is a link to my website for free fiction, but also it gives a link to my profile where you can click manuscripts, and you would be able to read my 2 short stories that are now public, The Runaway's Hope and The Maiden's Request, and now they are both in manuscript format. And these are the book covers that I want to create. And so when I say here in my art projects, having short stories, this is what I'm talking about. Songbird, welcome. Welcome. And so that's what I'm going to be I'm going to be working on future Mondays, and we'll it'll be a chill stream much like this. Then I do have recreate Sagadorm map based on the new origin story. One of the wonderful prompts was a myth or a legend, I forget what it was, but I used it to tell the story of the celestial dragons and the battle and that they became and what happened to them. And so I think I have, yes, this is Trello. This is how I keep track of everything. And duplicate. Yep. And so I also have my World Anvil articles that I've been working on when I was creating them, and also my writing status for my different short stories. And this is the trio board that you're going to see most frequently during the morning marches, where I will be writing this, and in my evening edits streams, which is Tuesday night and Thursday night. Tuesday night, Thursday night is evening edits, where I will go through and edit my works and do showcases like we had with World Anvil, and where I will just go through and clean up my stories. So that's what's on schedule for tomorrow night, is evening edits. But I have I want to recreate Sagadorm, because let me see if I can find it. The map that I have is not that impressive. Sagadorm world map. I think this is it. Yeah. See, here we have, this is the previous world map that I created, and I really spent a lot of time studying tectonic plates and making something. And I was talking with Delian in their stream earlier today about tectonic plates, and he says, it doesn't really matter. And what if a god created it? If a god created your world, you don't need tectonic plates. And I go, that's a good point. And so what I'm going to do, and one thing I don't like is, let's see if I can, let me try this one more time. Okay, let's move this. No, wrong cursor. Okay, one thing that I don't like about this is that, oh, come on. You're supposed to work. Here, no, you were just not. Oh, you get what you pay for. Oh well, I thought this was gonna be cool. Nope. Okay. No, you still don't work. Okay. So the problem that I have with this map is that even here. Okay, now you work. Okay. This is still North America. This is still South America. This is still Africa. That's still Europe, and that's still the Pacific Islands, and that's still China. And see, I really didn't like that. How even as hard as I tried to make something new, something creative with a new world, it still turned out to just be a form of modern Earth. And so this is what I'm going to be trying to rectify and get rid of on my world building Wednesdays, where I will be drawing maps, because I can't draw, and I thought, what better place than publicly to learn how to draw. And so that's what I'm going to be working on. That's what I'm going to be working on Wednesdays, is making this map actually good, I hope, based on the new mythology that I came up with during that. Can't help with drawing tips, can offer support. I appreciate that, and I just want to have fun with it. And see, that's the thing. Oh, don't tell me. Nope, you're still not wanting to work. There we go. Okay. I have, as fancy as all these tools are. Yeah. Yeah, Dinosaur Bob, welcome. So yeah, so what I want to be able to do is, make some better things, and yes, because I'm going to make my world a happy place. Oh, it's terrible. Turn up. All right. So making the world a better place for you and for me. All right. Enough of that. Okay. So there you go. I'm going to end this a little bit early. It's 9 o'clock, and trust me, Fractal Terrains Pro Fantasy software generates worlds based on parameters, then you trace it in Incarnate or whatever you prefer. I actually have purchased another software. Okay, maybe I thought I had it installed here. Okay, I've purchased another thing called Otherworld Mapper, and I want to give it another go. That's what I used to create this application, and I'm just going to see what happens with it. But I do like the idea of the fractal trains. But since I've already purchased something and I have a lot of pre-drawn, what do you call those things? Elements, or little markers and stuff like that. I still want to give it its fair due, since I already bought that software. And I'll just assets. Thank you. English is hard. That's the emote that I need to make next. Yeah, they call them assets. So yeah, you can see this one here. This has some mountain assets. you know, and you can fill in a shape and it will draw all of the mountains for you. So that's what I am going to do. Let me just, actually, why not? This is so old, that's when I actually still called it. I only had 12 realms instead of 16. So there we go. Okay. There we go. I hope... Ooh. Incarnate has a free level. Aloha! Bodegazilla. Explore the free version. That is pretty. That is really pretty. Non-commercial, but you can see whether it's good for you. I found purchasing it really worthwhile for larger maps, but cities are a little tougher because of limited city assets. Yeah, and that's why before I want to use the resources I have before I jump into something else, especially with Project Deos. No, what's the New World Anvil backed mapping project? Deos. Yeah, Project Deos. Even with that coming out, I kind of want to wait before. Okay, negative things. Okay, read over licensing agreement because you negative things. Yeah, that's true. Looking for world map option, but I only have one world, so that's intriguing. Yep, that's what we're all waiting for. Yes, it is. So before I jump into that, I'm gonna see what I can do with what I have, and if all else fails, I can fake it and pretend to be able to draw. That'll be a day, because I just admire those who can do the the drawing of the maps. Okay, I think I've tried to end this stream like 4 times, or you can pay Dillian to draw for you. No kidding. That would be really awesome to be able to do that, but unfortunately, I can't. And I just want to learn things of my own. I'm not doing this because there are some things I'm willing to fork over money for if I don't want to learn that skill set, but there are other things that I want to learn how to do. And that's what my Monday and Wednesdays are for, is to learn the artistic side of world building, whereas every morning and Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday mornings are going to be other things, and specifically editing. And yeah, so thank you so much. Who's online? Who should we raid? I'll take suggestions. Sable. All right, I think Sable is playing D&D. Sable's pretty much it. Okay. Okay. Raid. Sable. Wait! East Songbird has news. What news, pray tell? Board just voted. School delayed to September 8th, with parents given a chance between hybrid and remote learning. No full in-person learning with mask breaks. Could you provide a translation of what that means? I'm a parent. Yeah, so this means you don't have to go back to school as a teacher? Hybrid and remote learning. No full... Yeah, cool. I don't think our school... my kids are spread across 2 different school districts, and I still don't know what the deal is going on with there. their school districts. School board just voted on what we're going to do the fall. They picked a better plan than what they were originally going with. Well, that's good that they... Yeah, when they talk about hybrid around our place, it usually sounds like they are going to be doing like 2 days at one school, 2 days at home, 3 days at home, or something like that. And no mask breaks. Yeah, that's gonna be a challenge. Disable radio. All right. Okay, I'm looking at Sable's channel, and it looks like they're on a welcome screen. Yeah, getting kids to wear a mask for 8 hours, yeah, that's gonna be fun. Okay, so fair warning, Sable's channel is a mature channel that where language is language appropriate for RPGs, and they're doing audio only. Okay, that's why I can't hear it. Okay, they're doing audio, so go on over there, have a fun night. Remember to shout out Lemon Raid in the chat, and I look forward to seeing all of you in about 7 hours for morning marches, where we will do writing sprints and get those ideas down on the paper. Thank you, everybody, and have a great night. Goodbye. And yeah, let me awkward, and not awkward. Bye.